This is a paper towel soaked in gasoline. This is a paper towel soaked in diesel. This is a paper towel soaked in motor oil. Come on. Come on. This is a paper towel soaked in 3 parts waste oil, 1 part gasoline. This porridge is too hot. This porridge is too cold. But these porridges are just right. So this is my setup for skimming waste oil out of the barrel. It's a Holley blue pump. I have no idea where it came from. I found it in a drawer. I thought for sure it would weep out the weep hole. I figured the seals were probably shot. And then that's plumbed into a cheap copy of an Oberg UFO, also known as a Holley UFO filter. Two weeks? 3 weeks? Okay, it's been a couple weeks that I've been gathering pieces for the waste oil heater conversion. Let me show you what I came up with. As you can see, waste oil heater hasn't moved from its brick foundation. I did put a piece of wood in the window and put a piece of exhaust tubing in there as a heat shield, and it's just routed straight out the window. Okay, so here's the setup. I'm still retaining the tank for diesel. So this is actually going to be run on dual fuel. I've got about 6 hours on it right now, running it on waste oil. I started about 1/4 of an inch above that line, and I'm now to there. So that's about 5 to 6 hours of running. So the way I have this set up is I fire it up on diesel, let it get up to temp, and then I just switch it over. On the days that I'm only out here a couple of hours, I just run it on diesel, and it runs just fine. The days that I'm out here more than that, I fire it up on diesel, let it get up to temperature, and then I switch it over to the waste oil. And then about an hour before I go in the house, I switch it back to diesel. So the startup and the shutoff are both done on diesel. The other thing that I've done is I'm picking the oil up off the top. I still haven't got my float set up in here yet. Basically, the hose is just coming to about here. I did not put my bulkhead fitting on the bottom because the bottom is where all the crap is. No matter what you do, stuff is going to settle to the bottom. When I get the rest of this set up, I'll show you how I am skimming it off the top. But what we're going to do, we're going to let this fire up, and then I'll show you how to switch it over. All right, so we are up to temperature on the diesel. The thermometer is in the low 300s. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to switch it over. Turn the diesel off, turn the waste oil on. And then this hose right here is going to turn black. So now we're going to wait about 10 minutes. And then we'll come out and check it again. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. And you can see we're pretty much the same temperature. So I take my thermometer and you can see them once again in the low 300s. Basically runs exactly the same. So the three things that I'm doing differently. I'm starting it up and shutting it off on diesel and letting it run in between rounds of waste oil on diesel. I'm not mixing half diesel, half waste oil. I don't think that it's going to get where it needs to be temperature-wise doing that. So I'm mixing 3 to 1 with gasoline. The third thing I'm doing is I'm not skimming my oil off the bottom of the bucket. I'm skimming it off the top of the bucket. So those are my three things that I'm doing differently that I hope will make a difference. I am going to, at this point, just let it run and see how many hours it goes before it doesn't work anymore. And then we'll take it apart and see what happened and see what it's going to take to get it going again. That's it. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.